Hello, folks. What a day, what a week. What a week. It's finally Friday. Hello, Mr. Jingles. Yes, Mr. Jingles is right here beside me, and he is especially cuddly today. I have no idea why. I'm a bit worried that... No, Jingles, I will not fall for that. Every time you say you're welcoming me to scratch your belly, you will devour my arm. I know I know that trick. I know that trick. Don't you try it. Don't you try it. Oh, hello. Hello, Diogo, Tammy, Gigi, Siobhan, Jersey. Dave is here as well, who was earlier. Ghostery, and everybody else who drops in. This is a finally Friday casual stream with, with What the Hales. Now, I'm a bit late to the ball on this particular issue. Hello, Lou. Hello, Taz. My meal was great, by the way. I had I had chicken kebab in taco shells with cheese and onion and lettuce and mushrooms. It was good. Nom 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 nom. Hello, Gwendolyn. Yeah, I was a bit late on the ball on this one. This is from May 17th, so I'm a few days late. But about 15-20% of my subscribers comes from the What the Hales community, so it's my obligation to give that update with my interpretation as well. By the way, I'm having beer in my skull mug. And with us today, I have. Yeah, you know what it is. It is the Wheel of Regrets. So that is a part of today's show as well. And what does that mean? Well, for every $50 in super chats, gifted memberships, or every $40 to via PayPal, you got yourself a spin on that wheel. How much to fill it with snow? It's not snowing. Oh, how much to fill? What? Hello, Brandon. I don't. There will be no snow. Let's just say that. There I am. Jeff Dunham, the comedian, the password panic video simply. Huh? I have no idea what that is. But we might get into the Nick Rekieta debacle, because I got the probable cause affidavit. Does not look good. But as I said, this is primarily a What the Hales update. And I'm having some beer. I invited a few people. I have no idea if they will. Let's let it go. It looks terrible. I have no idea what's going on. Mad Englishman, welcome. And Shanigram, welcome. And Gigi, welcome. And of course, Brandon, welcome. We need some good news today. Yes, you do. I was a few minutes late, and that is mainly because 6 p.m. Eastern time is midnight my time. And every time I try to set the time for midnight my time, it goes to the AM PM stuff, and I don't get it. So 11:55 p.m. Scott's cat from Scotland is here. Yay! Good. Okay, so you want to hear the good news. Oh yeah, I know who Jeff Dunham is. I just don't know what's been going on with him. That's it. Now, where were we? Yeah. Brandon says I can post the link if Nick approves for the docs. Well, I do. I already have the probable cause affidavit if you're talking about the Nick Ricada thing. I already have that. But what the hell's? And here, let's make it a bit bigger. District Court of Appeal, First District, Tallahassee, Florida. Jeremy B. Hales, petitioner. Lynette Preston, respondents. By order of the court, the respondent, Lynette Preston, shall show cause why the court should not issue the writ of prohibition requested in the petition docketed on March 1st, 2024. Now, what is that writ of prohibition? Well, that is the Hales petition to remove Judge Grudge from the case. This means that the Hales have provided the Court of Appeals enough information for the appearance of bias from Judge Grudge. And that demands of Lynn Preston and her lawyer to respond to it why he should not be removed. And that is quite a big hurdle for Lynette Preston at all. Because here's the thing, removing a judge is really, really hard. Normally, he should recuse himself. When he doesn't, the Court of Appeals, they don't really like doing that. But in this case, they seem to say to Lynette Preston, yeah, you need to show cause. Hello, Mary. Hello, Tammy. Mad Englishman. Oh, Taz does not want to chat about the other Nick. Yeah. It's hard not to. Because it is news. It is legal news. It's hard not to. And it's not like I want to beat down on the guy, because he's already more or less on rock bottom at the moment. But that probable cause affidavit is really bad. But back to the Hales, and let's see what happens later. Hello, Eddie's reality. Hello, good evening, everybody. For the Court of Appeals to get there, as I said, I haven't read Jeremy Hale's writ of prohibition, but whatever he put in there, it was convincing enough for the Court of Appeals to request from Lynette to show cause. The respondent shall serve the response within 20 days from the date of this order. The petitioner may serve a reply within 20 days following service of the response. And this was May 15th, which means they have to write this and submit it before June 5th, I believe. Let's see, 7/14. Yeah, before June 5th. So by the end of June 4th. Whiskey wheel? I mean, that would make this a very short. I mean, here's the picker wheel at the moment. Oh yeah, you asked about the rules. $50 in super chats or gifted memberships, or $40 via PayPal per spin. That is. Yeah, I know. I already posted earlier today that I didn't want to join on the bandwagon. And yeah, I actually did. And I'm a man of my words. So, yeah. I will give the rest of the law tubes and everybody else to submit the news about Mr. Requeda. Now, if there's a trial, I don't think it will be. But if, then I will cover that. But not until then. I would take hot sauces all day. Where were we? Yeah, sorry. There, by order of the court. The court grants in part the motion docketed March 6, 2024. The court accepts the following portion of the supplemental appendix docketed March 25th. That's transcript of the January 23rd, 2024. The remainder of the supplemental appendix is stricken. So January 23rd is one of the last dockets. Oh, PayPal link. Sorry. Let's see. It is pinned on the top of the chat now. The January 23rd was hearing number. Let's see here. They met on that day. They pushed it over on the next day and everything else. Was that hearing number 3? Because that was especially disturbing. And I would be convinced by it, but then I was quite convinced that this judge is unfit for his position, full stop, before that. The court accepts the amended petition docketed March 25th, 2024, but any specific references therein to portions of the supplemental appendix being stricken are likewise stricken and will not be considered. The court denies as moot the motions to issue a show cause order docketed March 1st and 4th, 2024. Served. Honorable Craig Constantine de Thomas, Mark Jackson, Feather, 15 minutes. Doreen Turner, Christy Lopez, Randall Mock, Shocketh, and Joshua Mark Silverman. Signed. But the main part is here. The respondent shall show cause why the court should not issue. This is a huge deal. This is a huge deal. 10-minute timer in effect. All right. Okay, people don't know what 10-minute timer is. It's my egg clock. I'm just waiting for the confirmation. I can actually, let's see. Bum, bum, bum. Hey, yeah. Log in. I'm not a robot. Why the all pictures with cars. Ah, they believed me. Ooh. Oh, for fuck's sake. Ah. All right, we will be here for a while. Thank you so much, Brandon, who bought 10 spins. 10 on the Wheel of Regrets. All right, let's go with the first. Dun, dun, dun. Spin! I'm barely prepared for this. Oh, for fuck's sake. Habanero. This is the habanero sauce, which last time I shook it. I forgot I misplaced the cork. So I got a new bottle. Let me go fetch it. Let's listen to... Oh, this is good. Let's listen to this one while I go. With iron will in the courtroom, he battles for rights with his mighty axe and endless fights. The halls of justice tremble and shake. Nick's word strike, fear makes no mistake. He defends the workers, the Vikings of old. With his knowledge and strength, the truth unfolds. It's Nick's birthday, a truth unfolds. It's Nick's birthday, a day to celebrate. Your whole time, let's honor his fate. Through fire and blood, defend the weak. Nick the Viking, a legend we see. This week of fire and blood, he'll defend the weak. Nick the Viking, Nick the Viking we seek. All right. Yeah, I made that. My birthday was 2.5 weeks ago, so I made that for my. But we are here with a brand new bottle of habanero sauce. I also found this one, Aji lemon drop. So that is another new hot sauce, which I haven't added to the wheel yet. Dun, dun, dun. Habanero sauce. Habanero sauce. Shaky, 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 shaky. Dun, dun, dun. Dun, 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 dun. Oh, it's thick. That's what she said. Phrasing. 10 minutes. Oh. Jesus Christ. Hello, Hella. For fuck's sake. They did something with that. Jesus. Oh, task minus for not spin. Okay. Thank you. Thank you for your $5, Tess. Why do I insist on punishing yourself? Well, I'm going to the United States in August, and I need money for that. I mean, most of everything is already paid for, but Now, I asked the Hales for permission to play their reaction to this. And I got it from them. So let's listen to their reaction to this.
DeThomas's, the one with all the Judge Craig DeThomas's, the one with all the biases, is finally being removed from the court case in Levy County, Florida.
Well, not exactly. Most probably he is, because there's no way, in my opinion, Lynette can, in my opinion, can get a response good enough to make the appeals court to change their mind. They're giving them a chance, a fighting chance, a straw, whatever's.
Just days ago, Lynette and Crook were witnessed in a huge another verbal altercation on their property as a FedEx truck entered, handed them information, they received the information, and then the fight ensued. And what was that information? The information was they were held in contempt of court in Ohio, and they have another hearing coming when they...
But I don't follow the Ohio case at all. I follow the Florida case exclusively. I believe him on his word, and I have seen and heard rumblings about it. So, all right.
They went to the town hall meeting for an hour and a half when George was there. So we're going to get to that. But this is all today about Judge Craig DeThomas's. Remember, Lynette ran to, her words, not my words, ran to the Levy County Courthouse where Judge Craig DeThomas's denied her request for an injunction against me in retaliation because I publicly announced that I was getting a civil protection order against her and Crook. No more than 3 times, I believe it might have been 4 times, Judge Craig DeThomas's actually denied it based on no evidence. And there was still never any evidence. And this is the judge who got documents such as this from Lynette that state how much Crook does to her and how he's an endangerment to her and her child. When it's all about an injunction against me, all she does is say all this trash about John. Why does she keep John around? Because she wouldn't have anybody to blame if John wasn't around. This is the same judge that knows that she has a history, an entire rap sheet, including a felony for theft.
Yeah, and this applies to the Florida case because she stated in her direct examination, she was as innocent as newly fallen snow. Yeah, no. Here's the. If you're about to. That. Maybe this would have worked in Florida for a while, but not indefinitely. Because sooner or later there are discovery and you submit it. But not when there's 2 cases going on. Let's listen some more.
Now, that was negotiated down to a misdemeanor. All the same, the reality is she pathologically, habitually lied on all of her documentation. We've got Crook with domestic violence. We've got these individuals claiming they're scared of me, and yet they continue.
That's not a good look, Lynette. Now, is it legal? Yeah. But even legal things, when presented in a certain way, can become illegal. T for 2 hiccups are really funny at double time. I would imagine so. Oh. Oh.
To point these items at me and those I care about and others on the road to Otter Creek. Lynette, who literally calls the Levy County Sheriff Department because her dogs, which are her responsibility, are on my property with guests on my property. And this is the same woman who claims she wants her daughter to be able to play in the road with chalk. But now she's calling the sheriff because her dogs are in the road on my property illegally. Lynette.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know about laws surrounding dogs, but having them loose, entering other people's property, you tell me, folks in the chat, but I don't think that is especially legal, especially not since you have a working restraining order. That goes both ways. TD says, I'm happy that other people can still drink alcohol. I'm allergic to it. First, I break out in stupid. Then I break out in another state. That's a good one. We have a similar Swedish joke about that. A person walks into an airport bathroom, takes a sip of alcohol, offers to the other person. The other person says, "No, thank you. I can't handle alcohol." Walks away, and then the first person looks at it and says, "No, but who the fuck can?" Oh, you're having surgery, Tammy? All hopes for the best, and that you come out of it better than you went in. Let's listen more to Jeremy.
That is the same person that asked people to write character letters for her. Individuals who don't even know her personally.
Yeah, that's also quite a bad thing, because if you manage to get that and then it turns out you're an asshole, it looks really bad when the people who wrote those letters asks the judge, can we have them back? We cannot longer support those statements. Now, will it happen in this case? I don't know. Oh, time for another spin of the wheel. 1 down, 9 to go. Dun, 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 da, da, dun, 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 da, da. Dun, 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 da, da. And it's a vodka shot. There's my vodka. Jesus Christ, my gin is almost empty again. I thought I bought another one. quite sure I bought another one. Dun 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 dun. Dun 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 dun. Dun 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 dun. Oops. Cheers. Oh, dabba. That was filled to the brim. That tune sounds like something from a sim game. I have no clue. I hope I don't get copyright struck. Let's check. Dun, 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 dun. Somehow I'm still green. All right. And reset the timer. 2 down, 8 to go. And everybody, thanks. Right, thank you to Brandon for getting me stupid. Let's listen some more.
And here's what I can share all about that. Judge Craig DeThomas, he approached this illegally and wrongfully.
Yep.
Not only that, he tried to defend himself over and over again as motions were continually filed to have him removed from this case. What he did, acting illegally as legal counsel for Lynette Inc.
What the judge, DeThomas, did was he's not actually allowed to put up a defense as an oral argument against. He has to make the decision if the bias is on its face believable. Now, Judge Thomas is a fucking moron who should never have been allowed to have a law degree. He is the king of his castle and believe he is God Almighty in his courtroom. And I've said this before and I will say it again. The position of judge, that's what demands respect. The person on it is only temporarily sitting on that position. Temporarily. And the moment they're gone, they're gone. But it's the position of judge that, yes, demands respect. Sometimes, though, the position needs protection from the person who sits on it. In this case, it is Judge Thomas who should be nowhere near the courtroom, in my opinion. Let's listen some more.
Court, that was wrong. The way he treated me with bias and my legal team, completely and totally wrong. All of this could have been settled if it never even went before the court, because there is no evidence. Number one, you can't take away my freedom of speech, which is constitutionally protected.
Yeah, correct.
It's funny that Lynette wants to claim now she needs a lawyer because it's constitutional. Remember, before it was fear. And Lynette, she tries to mimic and mirror everything I say and everything I do. And now she's claiming it's a constitutional thing. She's begging people for money. Literally, as these pages, which I'm about to share with you, Lynette posted the very morning this information was released that she needed money. It's constitutional. No, what Lynette has done is illegal. What I'm doing is fighting for constitutional rights. Judge Craig DeThomas cannot infringe upon my First Amendment right, which he has done very grossly. He's also infringed upon my Second Amendment right. He's also infringed upon my Fifth Amendment right. He's also infringed upon other of my legal rights. And do you think there's going to be a lawsuit with the state of Florida? I can assure you there is. And do you think there's an issue with Levy County Sheriff Department? Will there be a lawsuit there? I can assure you there is. As a matter of fact,
a word of warning, those get stupidly expensive because you still have to overcome the hurdle of immunity and everything else. And your opponent have all the monies because it's taxpayers' money. So, but that's just I do not give legal advice on this channel. I'm just telling those, if you go after the judge and the cops in a civil suit, oh, you're talking about a whole new set of money.
In fact, we just filed records requests. Every time my name, What the Hales, Jeremy Hales, was ever mentioned with anybody in the state of Florida, I have, you're not even going to believe it, over 5,000 documents right now that I have to go through, which we will be going through, which again, right now I'm going through in preparation for the lawsuits against Levy County Sheriff and against the state of Florida. But the issue right now is Judge Craig Thomas's, the mess he created for himself. And it could have all been resolved if he just went, there's no evidence. There never was any evidence. Even in...
Well, if the judge had conducted himself properly, he would have the direct examination with a pro se Lynette. He then would have allowed, in the same hearing, because Lynette had not much to say within the bounds of what could be questioned of her. All that could have been in one hearing. Instead, we have technically been on Lynette's direct examination since November 30th of last year. And we still are. Which has cost the Hales a very large amount of monies to defend themselves. And Lynette doesn't have money. She has property, but she doesn't have money. So any judgment in the future, well, I guess you can always put a lien on their property. But then you have the issue with her daughter, but that is a whole other issue and a case I'm not familiar with. I have invited people who knows more. I hope they will join eventually. About the allegedly fraudulent way the adoption happened. Let's continue.
In the first hearing, he said no temporary injunction. There's no evidence. Lack of evidence was his term. It wasn't until Lynette lied, stating that Mark Feather, the world's most famous lawyer, who now has his own channel, she lied and stated he tried to bribe her, which is interesting because Judge Craig Thomas encouraged Mark Feather to try and negotiate a settlement or something outside of the court.
Yeah. He encouraged them to talk over the restraining order from Ohio because Lynette was not allowed, according to that restraining order, to directly communicate with Jeremy or his lawyer. She had to have her own lawyer who then communicated with Jeremy's lawyer. Instead, the Thomases more or less ordered Mr. Feather to contact Lynette. And this is what happened. She made claims. And Mr. Feathers had to get another one as the lead lawyer, costing Jeremy even more money. Oh, Taz says the biological family of the daughter has hired an attorney. Good for them. Good for them. Yeah, and hit the thumbs up. You know that. Every YouTuber says it, and you should know it by now. If you give enough thumbs up, the YouTube says, oh, look at that. We should promote this on the algorithm, so does you chatting away in the chat and stuff like that. So please do. Let's continue.
And then when Lynette comes with a document saying he tried to bribe me with no proof whatsoever, none, then he puts a temporary injunction on me. Nothing based on what I've done.
Correct.
Based on what she claims and lies somebody else did. And then he refuses to remove himself. And he refuses again and again and again until we file a writ of prohibition. Well, you also know that silver scam.
Dun, dun, dun. Those 10 minutes go by really, really fast. Okay, spin number 3 out of 10. Dun, 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 da, da, dun, 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 da, da, dun, 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 dun. Da, da, da. One more. Oh, fuck. It is wild sauce time. What is it? Where is it? Here's the wild sauce. Corkscrew on. Shaky, shaky, shaky. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. And the wild sauce, Jesus Christ, is with habanero. I have to. Habanero, blueberries, lingonberries, garlic, gherkin flour. Okay. Well, ta-da! Let's take out the nicotine pouch and cheers. I got hot sauce on my fingers. I have to really watch myself going to the bathroom later. Yes. Hello, Mr. Jingles. Oh, Mr. Jingles, say hello to the folks. Hello. Say hello. Say hello. 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 Look how happy he is when I do this. He is so happy with this. Oh. All right. Let's get back to this. Let's listen some more.
Shows up as well, having no clue at all who Lynette is or what he's gotten himself involved with. And that's the funny part about these individuals writing
Digger 420
reference letters. They have no idea.
Digger 420. Hey, how you doing?
Who Lynette is or what they've gotten themselves involved in, because they are going to be involved in the federal court case. And they will not have the option to say no. Marli Hughes will not have the option to say, I'm housebound. I can't get there. She will be legally mandated to be there. But that's not the only legal mandate, because Craig DeThomasis got served.
Yeah.
Even judges get served. As you can see here, it says right there, served Honorable Craig Constantine DeThomasis. He was served. He was served by the higher courts, the appellate courts. So was Mark Feather. So was Doreen Ingalls and Christy Lopez, Randall Shockett, and Joshua Silverman. Now, if we look down here, we obviously know Craig Constantine DeThomasis. That is
the good tequila. The one with the red hat.
Judge Craig DeThomasis, who I will do everything in my social influence power, if there is any at all, to make sure he never, ever gets reelected to that bench.
Sorry.
And then we also see Mark Feather, who was the first who represented me, who is now a witness in these cases based on Lynette's lies. And then we see Doreen Inkles, who is part of my team now with Randy Shockett. But you may be wondering, who's Christine Lopez? Well, Christine Lopez and Silver Scam are partners as well.
Oh.
Christine Lopez will not go in front.
Yeah, it seems like Mr. Silverlamp got his partner in trouble as well. How about that?
Of the Thomases. When somebody comes to her, she will clearly say, I want you to go with Silverman because Silverman is good friends and good buddies with the Thomases. You think I have proof of that? The answer is yes. As a matter of fact, I have so many witnesses that I can call to actually testify towards that because they're all coming out of the woodwork telling me what Silver Scam has done, what the Thomases has done, what Lopez has done, and they're all ready to share their story. And I'm just saying, hold. Remember Braveheart? Hold!
Yeah. Oh, so sorry for the pause, Jeremy. Still, depending on the outcome of the appeals court, they will probably not be necessary. But if you go to a civil suit and you overcome the hurdle of judicial immunity, then. But that, again, I do not give legal advice. But it would be better, maybe, if you got to that through discovery. But I don't give legal advice. You have excellent lawyers on your side. They know what to do.
Hold! It's about to be unleashed. And this was unleashed just yesterday on Craig Thomasis. Now, I want you to understand that when we were in court, first of all, Silver Scam did not oppose the writ of prohibition. And a writ of prohibition is basically saying we are requesting that you be prohibited from hearing this trial, being involved with this trial, or having anything to do with this trial. And Silver Scam said, yeah, we don't oppose to that because it buys them time with a temporary injunction on me. Temporary meaning there's an ending, and yet there is no end date on this ridiculous injunction. And so Judge DeThomasis has this to say about the writ of prohibition.
Potential likelihood. Obviously, I don't think it's going to come to fruition, but I want to avoid the potential likelihood for the litigants and for counsel if it does come to pass, which is a successor judge having to redo anything.
How?
You know, Judge DeThomasis, what would have been an excellent choice for all of this to not happen? You recusing yourself voluntarily. Now instead, Judge DeThomasis, you risk a civil suit instead.
How wrong DeThomasis was and is. And frankly, he's got to be feeling the heat right now. He's got to be feeling the heat from all directions. It's obvious that Levy County Courthouse and all of the employees, they're watching. They know what's happening. They know what's going on. They're seeing Lynette, who she really is, all the evidence that's being presented, when I've had no opportunity yet to share any evidence in court. And so it goes to the appellate courts, the First District of Appeals, where DeThomasis says there's no way they're going to remove me from this case. Well, I've got information, and it's hot off the press. It's a day old now. Judge Craig DeThomasis. Well, let's just look right down here. District Court of Appeals, First District, and we see Tallahassee, Florida. Case idea: Jeremy Hales versus Lynette Preston. I'm the petitioner. She's the respondent by the order of the court. And what is the court ordering? First of all, I think we need to get a little bit of background here. When you file for a writ of prohibition to have a judge removed because he is unqualified himself, this judge has done so many immoral and unethical and illegal things already in these 5 hearings. It's mind-blowing. It's literally mind-blowing. And it's concerning because judges have qualified immunity, which means they can't be held accountable for the things they do, which there are plenty of people out there are going to tell you. Qualified immunity needs to be stripped from these individuals. They hide behind it. They act out this way because of it. And so I would agree, qualified immunity, we should have laws that pertain to everyone.
Hold on. Let's see here. Let's see here if I can. Yeah. I will not play. But as you see, Steve Leto did a video yesterday. A federal judge is calling out for the end of qualified immunity. And why is that? Well, it is because it seems, I go by Mr. Leto's word here. It seems as qualified immunity is not written into law. Qualified immunity is a practice invented by judges. And you can't make a statute without a supporting law. So what this federal judge is doing is asking higher courts to amend that practice. Yeah, the egg timer is on. I just thought I would share that with you. Yeah, the egg timer is on. It has about that. And here comes the wheel of regrets for a 4th time, and 6 to go. Oh, for fuck's sake. I have equal amount of alcohol and hot sauces. Oh, for fuck's sake. Shaky, shaky. Shaky, 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 shaky. Shaky, 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 shaky. Da, 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 da. There's cat hair on my spoon. Mr. Jingles, stop using my spoon. Wild sauce is soon to be done. Dun, dun, dun. How? I think my throat is getting numb enough for not getting the hiccups. Maybe. Oh no, there we go. Tammy, Brandon bought 10 spins. Thank you, Brandon. No, seriously, thank you, Brandon, for supporting my channel, making me suffer. But it pays for my trip to the United States. And for you who don't know, I will be traveling to Houston August 7th. I will be in Houston over the weekend at Missouri. I will then travel to New Orleans, followed by Atlanta, followed by East Tennessee to visit Valhalla, then to Indiana, to visit Kaiser and Mo and Delphi, and then up to Michigan, and where I will meet up with Dave and Solomon, where we might do that critical test. If you have followed the Zachariah Anderson case, you know exactly what test I'm talking about. If you don't know, the prosecution in that case claimed that Rosario Gutierrez Jr., 6 foot, 270 pounds, was rolled up in a 5 feet by 7 feet rug. And somehow, Mr. Anderson carried all that package out without spilling a drop. No drag marks, no nothing, to his car without being seen. So we will probably do that test of, because I am, as you know, close to 6'4", 270 pounds. We will make that test to see, can it actually even be done to have a 270-pound man rolled up in a 5 feet by 7 feet rug and carried by a 210-pound man without drag marks, without spilling a drop. All right. Let's get back to... for fuck's sake, where did that come from? Let's get back to Mr. Hales.
Right is right, wrong is wrong for everyone. If Judge DeThomasis does it and it's wrong, he should be penalized with the consequences.
Hey, Valhalla,
If
you want to
Jeremy
join?
Hales does
I'll
it
send
and
you an
it's wrong,
invite.
he should be
I don't
penalized
care if
with
you
the
want to or not.
consequences. And if I've done anything wrong, I'm willing to admit to it and live out those consequences. Throughout this entire time, I've been in fear that I was going to be jailed for what not I've done, but for what Lynette is lying about, stating others have done, and what Craig DeThomasis would claim I'm responsible for with others' actions. When Lynette is literally posting, get to know me, ask me questions, contact me, has her number everywhere, her address everywhere, and responds to everyone. And the judge wants to hold me accountable for that? That's not okay. So what does this say? It says by the order of the court. And I'm sure you understand this is the appellate court. This is the higher court. So you have county court where Judge DeThomasis is. And then you have Tallahassee, the higher courts, okay? They have jurisdiction over DeThomasis. And in this type of situation, what would typically happen is the higher court, the appellate court, would order the judge to show cause, in other words, to show proof of why he should not be removed from this case. That's standard. That's normal. But there's been nothing normal about this case. As a matter of fact, the appellate courts have shut him down and shut him up and are not giving him an opportunity to say anything.
That's correct, because they don't want to hear from the judge. They want to hear from Lynette and not the judge. Now, the judge can apply to be heard, but I don't think that will happen. I do not think that will happen. Hello, Alabama Roads. Valhalla got a stream in half an hour. That tells me you have a half an hour to spare.
This is incredible. So let's read it. By the order of the court, the respondent, remember, Lynette is the respondent. The respondent shall show cause. Now, that's the evidence. So in other words, let's put this down on the bottom shelf. Lynette has to give evidence why the court should not issue the writ of prohibition requested by the petitioner, Jeremy Hales, which is now docketed on March 1st, 2024. So this is what the higher courts are saying. I hope you understand this. The higher courts are saying, we are going to remove Judge Craig DeThomasis. Not only are we going to remove Judge Craig DeThomas, we are not going to give him an opportunity to even speak about the issue because he has illegally spoke about the issue and all other motions where Jeremy has filed to have him removed. Now he is silenced. Ha. Okay. Yeah. They love it too. I love it. The peacocks love it. Judge Craig DeThomas is now being silenced by the higher courts, which is interesting because this is the judge who took away my First Amendment rights and the rest of the planet's First Amendment rights and said if anybody said anything or posted anything about Lynette, that I would be held responsible and would go to jail. And now the first appellate courts are saying, you ain't saying nothing. Lynette is now responsible for showing evidence why they should not remove. In other words, you have to understand, this writ of prohibition is a huge document. I don't remember the exact number of pages. It's close to, if not 100 pages. And not only did the appellate courts receive that document, the appellate courts also received every single videoed trial hearing with the Thomases. Not only did they have transcripts, the official legal transcripts, they have the video evidence that goes with it, and they have the writ of prohibition. Now, that's a huge task. Huge. As a matter of fact, if I'm estimating right now, what I paid out of pocket to get this information to the appellate courts is roughly $20,000 to $25,000 if I'm doing my math correctly and how I've been billed for those hours preparing all of this. Remember that when you pay a lawyer, some lawyers will do a project for a flat fee. Some lawyers will take on a project, you don't pay them anything, but at the end, if you get a settlement, they take a huge percentage of it. Other lawyers, this is customary, they're actually going to charge you per hour. And so I'm being charged per hour. Thus far, $155,000 in just legal fees. That's not traveling back and forth to Ohio, to Florida, all the fees that come with that, all the headaches, all the money I've lost when I could have spent that time on business, all the things I've had to have my employees doing,
like, subscribe,
digging up information, evidence, thousands upon thousands upon thousands of screenshots. Everything from John Crook rolling over on a dog and unaliving it to everything else you can think of. Literally thousands upon thousands upon thousands of screenshots with all of her cult-like followers. I'm spitting all over you, Christian, aren't I? I'm seeing it come out of my mouth. This is how excited I get. This is a huge celebration and day. Just a little more to wet the mouth to spit on Christian. I'm getting too excited. I'm salivating. And so the money was well spent if Craig DeThomas, number one, is exposed to the world for who he really is and what he's really done.
I would love to read you bits and pieces of the writ of prohibition. And here is what's happening. Look when I press here. Documents are not available. They may not be public records or require review before release. Some documents may require reasonable fees. Contact the clerk or public information officer in the court where the case is filed. So all I have is this, which we already talked about, and what Mr. Hales is telling us. Brandon, I gotta go return some videotapes before I chase Val down. How many more spins are in play? I have taken a vodka shot and 3 hot sauces, I believe. So we have 6 more, don't we? Something of the sort. So we have about an hour left of streaming, where I either injure myself or where I get drunk.
All the way from defending his good buddy who is using his camera in a tanning salon to film somebody in the nude.
Brandon?
And then Craig DeThomas is telling me, as a YouTuber, the largest news media platform in the planet, telling me I can't use my camera.
Sadly, when people try to get accreditation, whatever it calls, press pass to the Karen Read case, people were denied because their platform was YouTube. Because the court deemed over there in Massachusetts that YouTube is not a news organization, which is a stupid argument in my opinion, because YouTube in itself is not the organization filing for press pass. It is people using YouTube as a platform for conveying news. But yeah, here we are.
Camera to film Lynette and what she's done to keep her accountable. Do you understand the complete and total hypocrisy?
We can listen
of
to
this?
that one.
The man literally defended his lawyer buddy who is.
Sorry again, Jeremy, for the pause. It's hard to do a pause, but I will try to find that. But we have the next spin on the wheel. Here we go. Oh, it's a gin shot. Let's bring out the gin. And the gin, as you know, is organic Navy strength gin at 57.1%. Dun, 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 dun. I wonder if it's a full shot here. Yes, it is. It's a full shot and then some. Oh, fuck. Thank you so much, Brandon, for your $100 super chat. Just cut to the chase. How many additional spins are we contemplating? Asked the Drink Fairy. Well, now we're up to, this was number 5. You just bought 2 more, which means we are 7 spins. What I've been doing is that when I do the alcohol shots, I only press done, which means they are still on the wheel. When I do the hot sauces, I hide the choice. So it will be more probable than not that the next spin will be a shot. Cheers. Don't breathe in while drinking a shot. Yeah, this is a cool bottle. I might have 1 shot left in that one. Thank you so much for your support, Brandon. Thank you so much. And for the rest of you, Brandon is paying for your entertainment. Consider becoming a member. It's $3 a month to help Brandon out in getting me drunk and mouth hurt. Let's get back to this.
Exercising voyeurism, and who knows how many other times this man actually did that with his phone in a tanning salon or other places, and where all those videos ended up on the internet. But then Judge DeThomas comes to his rescue and says, hey, I'm here for you, Easel. I'm here for you. Hey, court, no, this is a good man. He's going to be a better man because...
And thank you so much for $20 on PayPal from Scott's Cat. Thank you so much. Thank you. Much appreciated. That's half a shot addition or half a spin. Whew, thank you so much, Scott's Cat. Are you still here? Are you still here? I hope you're still here. Thank you so much. It came in how many minutes ago? 8 minutes ago. So Scott's Cat should be still here. And T for 2, member for 1 month. Thanks, Brandon. Let's go. Or let's go, Brandon. Thank you so much for your support of this channel. Much appreciated. Much appreciated. And sorry again, Jeremy, for the pause.
Because of this, he's going to be a better lawyer because of this. And yet, this same Judge DeThomas, it has me in court, who I work with a camera, holding people accountable for doing the wrong things. And he says to me, nope, you can't film. That takes away my First Amendment right. Freedom of speech, public press. That's insanity to even think about this man trying to help another person who's doing illegal things in tanning salons, but then trying to keep me from sharing the truth of what these horrific individuals who stalked me, who have harassed me, defamed me, have slandered me. And the list goes on, tried to destroy my life with their lies. I mean, do you see the complete and total hypocrisy of this? And so what the appellate court is now saying is the respondent, being Lynette, shall serve the response within 20 days from the date of this order. Now, what's the date of the order? May 15th. As I'm filming this right now, it's May 16th. When I release this, it will be May 17th, 2024. And so Lynette has 20 days to give what's legally called a cause for it's the cause for response, and what we are going to just say evidence of why he should not be removed. 20 days. So 2 days per the release of this video have already passed. Now here's the issue for Lynette. Number one, usually in most circumstances, a judge is the one that has to give the higher court the reason why they should not be removed. And this court is saying, you're done. You're not going to say another word. They're putting burden on Lynette. Now, what does that mean for Lynette? I shared with you that roughly, even to create the writ of prohibition, cost me out of pocket $20,000 to $25,000. And I share that with you on purpose.
Yeah.
Because you understand that for Lynette to even...
Valhalla waits. Member for 9 months. Nick's the best looking guy on his side of the pond. Oh, yes, I am. This is successful Scandinavian inbreeding. Thank you for being a member, Valhalla.
Try and show cause that Judge DeThomas should not be removed means a number of different things. Number one, she's going to have to pay Silverstein. This woman doesn't have a clue what she's doing. As a matter of fact, she continues to incriminate herself in every single document, literally every document she has her hands on. She literally ran to the courts, signed her name, Jeremy Hales, Ohio, Levy County, and now we have all the information for the forensic handwriting expert that will be in federal court. This woman has only damaged herself further and further and further. So number one, Lynette can't do this on her own, okay? Number two, Silverman has no clue what he stepped into, none whatsoever. And she's going to have to pay him. Now, could he say, I'm going to do it pro bono and free? Sure, he could. He could go, I hate Jeremy. I'm just going to do it. He's going to be destroyed in court anyway.
Yeah, I don't picture Silver Spoon as a lawyer who does things for free. Especially after knowing the appeals court asking for show cause. He wants to get paid for even writing that.
Even if you were to do this all for free, do you understand how much it's going to cost? My lawyers have been with me the entire time. They've witnessed it. They understand what it is, and they're putting the documents all together. He's going to have to research it. He's going to have to watch every single video. He's going to have to go through every legal transcript. He has to go through this entire writ of prohibition, almost, if not more, 100 pages. Now, for him to try and go through all of that step by step, go through all the videos, go through all the transcripts, go through all the writ of prohibition, and then try and say, well, this is the point I'm going to try and defend. I got to defend this way. He has to come up with a defense for all of that and evidence. Do you understand? If I paid $20,000 to $25,000 for that, Lynette is going to have to pay $20,000 to $25,000 in 20 days to even respond to it legally with Silverman, which puts us to the point of it won't happen. There's no financial way I believe she could ever do it. There's no theoretical way that I think Silver Scam can even get into it because he doesn't understand what he stepped in the middle of. He would need more than 20 days just to get a heart.
Yeah, it might be, considering the relationship between the judge and Mr. Silverbottle, that who took the money because he thought it would be an easy case as long as he had Judge the Thomas on his side. Once he realizes that, there might be a real judge here soon. But here's the thing. He has represented Lynette beyond his scope in a previous hearing. It might be that the new judge orders him to represent Lynette. That could be interesting, but that's pure speculation from my part.
Heartbeat of everything that has already happened. And nor do I think she's going to have the finances to do it. While Patty sent her $7,000, Paul sent her $3,000. There's $10,000 right there. And there are others. Even Marli Huge, when she got her government check on the 3rd this month, sent her $50 that none of them will ever see again. Marli finally put her money where her big mouth is. Nobody's ever going to see that money again. Nor is Lynette going to be able to come up with $20,000, $25,000 to even show cause in a response to this.
I'm so sorry, Jeremy, for the pauses. This has been number 6 on the Wheel of Regrets. One more. Whiskey shot. Oh. Finnlagen or Old Hair? I'm choosing Old Hair. Old Hair, Swedish whiskey, really, really good blended. Really, really, really good blended. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. Cheers. Ooh. 6 out of 6. No, 6 out of 12. 50% on the way. Let's continue.
So what's the smartest thing for Lynette to do? Well, I can share it with you, understanding that she's watching as well. Nothing. Why in the world would she pay her lawyer money that she doesn't have, first of all? Which, by the way, all those that are giving her money, I mean, in all reality, I have to say thanks. Because that's money that is...
Yeah. Just for comparison, I say, yes, Jeremy has over 700,000 subscribers. I know, because this picture has been shared, that over the course of Nick Recada's channel, he has made roughly 1.2 million on his channel. But that's over, I mean, he started out, 7-8 years ago? And that is with Kyle Rittenhouse, where he had 50-60,000 continuous people, the Depp v. Heard trial and other trials. So, I mean, I hope to get to... Here's the thing. If I get to my channel to Ian Ronco level, to Rob level, maybe even DUI guy level at one point in time. Now I am a few years behind them. The cost of living in Sweden is about 60% of the cost of living in the United States, where I am in Sweden. I could go down in hour. Here's the thing. For you who don't know, hi, I'm Nick. I do labor law. I could then choose my hours and do this more full time. But we are a long way away from that. And if I get to that level, I hope I don't get hubris. But it would be fun for me, either through the YouTubes or the Twitters or the Rumbles. We don't know where the income streams will be a year or two from now, but I hope to, because already at my level, I've been able to stop working weekends. As you might know, I used to work every 4 weekends by traveling around doing safety inspections for the union. Now I don't have to do that anymore. I stopped doing that after Easter. And that is thanks to you guys. Thank you so much. Let's continue.
Isn't coming from other things that I'll be awarded later in the federal courts. So when somebody goes, hey, here's $10,000 between Patty and Paul, here's 10 grand for your lawyer. That's 10 grand she didn't have to sell the Jeep for, which means when the government comes in and seizes everything, then it all comes to me with the settlement. So, hey, that's great. Fantastic. There's no money for them to even move forward with the response, in my opinion. Okay, it is just my opinion. If there's something going on that I don't know about, hey, that's great. We'll fight it out in court the legal way, the right way. But I can't foresee them. I can't even foresee Silver Scam. Remember, Lynette is the one that said Silver Scam told her to be at the town hall meeting on camera to the officers, and all of this will be in the courts as well. Lynette throwing her own lawyer under the bus. Any lawyer worth anything is never going to tell their client to be there when there's a civil protection order against them 500 feet. So first of all, I think she's a pathological liar about her own lawyer. And if her lawyer did say that and it comes out as truth in court, man,
I'm keeping poking my eye. Luckily, I chose the finger that didn't have hot sauce on it because I have a hair getting stuck in my eye. And here's the thing that comes with age. I tried to remove the hair, not the eye. And as it turns out, it was an eyebrow hair that just curled into my... I'm turning into my grandfather over here. Oh, I need to trim my eye. Jesus Christ. Let's continue.
So many other people right now that are waiting to share with the planet Silver Scam.
Oh, Jesus, don't.
Lopez, Thomases, they want their stories heard, and we are going to tell them here on What the Hales. And so how is she going to go about showing proof and evidence? The smartest thing for them to do is nothing. When they do nothing, number one, it's free. When they do nothing, what are they going to do? How are you going to show cause? What evidence could they even come up with? Oh, this judge should not be removed. It's evident to the planet that this judge is wrong. At worst, illegal. At best, immoral. But definitely abusing the bench. And so where in the world are you even going to come up with evidence in 20 days' time, 18 per the release of this? So this is why Lynette is begging for money, because it's no longer DeThomasis. Now, don't get me wrong. DeThomasis would love to be the one to defend himself, as he's done already so many ridiculous times, which him defending himself is the thing that's getting him removed, because he's not legally supposed to with the motions to recuse or remove himself. So it goes on to say 20 days following the service of the response. The court grants in part the motion docketed March 6, 20.
I think this, I mean, I think I broke it. My egg timer. We're probably there. Spin 7 out of 12 on the Wheel of Regret. It's a clove of garlic. This is chili pickled garlic, and it's amazing. Oh, I might as well take 2 because this. I mean, I thought because it's garlic and chili, it would be hot, and it is. Oh, this is good. Thank you. Thank you. Very much underrated. Thank you, spin off the wheel. Thank you. Mr. Jingles, smell my breath. No reaction. Mr. Jingles, why are you laying around like French girls? Let's see if I can show you without showing too much of the rest of everything. Mr. Jingles, why are you sleeping? Well, come on. There. Why are you sleeping like French girls? Mr. Jingles? Oh. There I am. Hello. Oh, nom. That was nice. That was really nice. Let's go back to this.
2024. The court accepts the following portion of the supplemental appendix. We can look right down here, Christian. Docketed March 25th, 2024. The transcript of the January 23rd, 2024, and the remainder of the supplemental appendix is stricken. So you may be thinking, what does it mean that there's supplementals stricken? So to my understanding, when the original writ of prohibition was filed, then there was amended portions and additional portions, supplemental, as you saw the word there, portions to that. And some of those were redundant. So when you file supplemental, then the redundancy gets stricken because it's already there. The information's already there. So the court is basically, the higher court, the appellate court, is basically saying, okay, I'm going to put this in non-legal terms. The writ of prohibition is absolutely going to be granted unless Lynette gives some type of legal proof why it should not. They're saying we are accepting everything in this writ of prohibition. There is some redundancies, as we saw here, which is restricted. It also says the court accepts the amended petition docketed March 25th, 2024, but the specific references therein and the portions of the supplemental appendix are being stricken or likewise stricken and will not be considered. And frankly, that's pretty impressive. I just read that entire paragraph upside down. I've got to say, I don't even know how to read. If that's not dyslexic, what's upside down reading? I don't know what it is, but I just did that. The court is accepting all the information as truth because it's all on video. It's all legally transcribed. It's all shows exactly what Thomas did wrong. They're accepting it all. And then it goes down to say this: the court does deny as mute the motions in the issue of show cause order docketed March 1st and 4th, 2024. I hereby certified that the foregoing is a copy of the original. I got cut off there, but there's really what the court is literally saying is, Jeremy Hales,
hey, Denise,
you will be receiving your writ of prohibition unless. So in other words, right now, 99.9% Craig DeThomas's, the dishonorable Craig DeThomas's, will be removed from this case and the bench. Not the bench permanently, but the bench from this case. 99.9999% he is being removed unless in.
I don't know about Florida and the appeals court, how they will interpret a possible answer, the show cause. I must say I have no idea. Never underestimate judges trying to protect other judges. Just a forewarning. But we will know if Lynette does it. It is about 10 days from now. Then we don't know how long they will take. Because remember, it took them from March 10th after the supplementals until May 15 to reach this decision. So we might be a few months away.
In 20 days, Lynette gives some type of legal proof and evidence why he should not. There's no way, number one, Lynette can pay for it. And there's no information or evidence or legal basis to not remove him. All the legal information is there to remove him. In other words, it's a pretty big win for Jeremy and What the Hales.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. And let's see here. The show cause. I found a video from What the Hales from March 2nd. You tell me if this is the correct one. Judge is removed from case. Now, I understand the title, but as you now know, we are still a bit away from it. Let's see if it is this one. Let's just play. I will actually take subtitles and let's see what's going on.
At it.
Judge Craig DeThomasis is about to go off on me, saying I'm laughing at him in his courtroom. At best, this man is a joke. At worst, what he's doing is criminal and completely and totally illegal. We're about to jump back into hearing number 5.
Okay, it's not that one. Let's see. Going back. Dun, dun, dun. Is it this one?
Just days ago, Lynette and John Crook were served. They now know we're suing them in federal court. Don't worry. We got receipts.
No, not that one. It's either one of them. I don't know. Chat, you tell me. You know this better than I do. Which one is it? You know this better than me. Well, we might as well listen to this one.
And we still haven't had a chance on our side to show our defense.
Jeremy,
We seem
I
to
hope
have
I
a
get your permission
ruling
to play
saying,
this retroactively.
You know what? I required him stringently to provide proof of the reason for the continuance. And you orally that day ordered her no compliance. In fact, I have a pending motion to compel discovery.
Yeah, yes, Ghostery. Her name is Lynette, but I've heard her pronounce her own name, Lynette, as in, instead of a Y, it's L-I-E. I am actually. So you can make the argument that she herself calls herself Lynette.
You still have a rule.
I'm asking for
because she
permission
failed to appear in December for the depositions that you
after
told
the
her I
fact,
might grant fees against you.
Hales.
You told her to provide proof. She's provided nothing. That's still a motion that's outstanding.
I think for today. To be
No,
heard.
no, it was filed. It was not filed for today. It wasn't. It still hasn't been ruled on because we're still waiting for her to comply with your oral ruling to provide proof of why she didn't show up December 21st. We've seen nothing. So every continuance is because of that. We don't want to pin it. I understand you, but we're given a Hobson's choice, which is basically have this temporary injunction continue to exist, or have this trial exist when we have discoveries issues and we have a court which he feels is not able to be
Thank you, T for two, for being
impartial.
here. Thank you so much.
This is the Hobson choice. He's accepted the other end of it, which is, okay, we'll have the temporary injunction. Let's see what the first says. We have agreement on both sides on this. It doesn't.
Well, there's not agreement. You
Yes.
want a motion for stay, he wants a motion for continuance.
That's a term of art. It's the same effect. The
And-
same effective remedy is you have
Yeah, I
jurisdiction.
remember this clusterfuck where the judge actually blamed the defense for every continuance when it is in fact the conduct of Lynette that causes all of them. All of them.
Nobody here, we want to continue the pending motions, including my motion for fees, which hasn't been noticed. I've asked, again, that's hanging since December. We want.
Now, I can tell I haven't done a What the Hales video in quite some time, because last stream I did, I had like 200 continuous viewers. Now I am at 60. But here's the thing. I cover the Florida case. If there's no updates, I can't do anything more. So I hope that you are here. If you're here from the What the Hales community, tell the others that I'm actually still doing this. It's just that I'm doing the Florida thing, not the other things. GD GD keeps time. Thank you, GD. It is the wheel of regrets. Number 8 out of 12. It's a whiskey shot. Dun, dun, dun. Da, 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 da. Let's do a Finn Lagan this time. After a certain amount of alcohol, I'm convinced I can sing. That is why you should never have me on a karaoke bar, because I will not get up there. After about 7 beers, I start to get convinced I can actually sing. They get a tune up for me. I grab the microphone. I yell into it. And that's the only song you will ever hear from me. Because whoever owns that karaoke bar will say, oh, hell no. Whiskey shot. Ooh. Ooh. That's a smoky one. Mississippi has a tornado warning. Hard to exactly say where it looks. Top part of state. Mississippi folks in the northern parts get to cover. Just get to cover. I mean, yes, it's fun to film a tornado, but here's the thing. I will not bet money on it, but for every film, watching from the porch, at least an equal amount of close encounter tornado videos. There's somebody who tried to video and they're gone. So, Jesus Christ, folks, if you hear a tornado warning, get to your cellar, if you have one. Get to your storm shelter, if you have one. If you don't, get to the most center room without a window. Probably the bathroom. You can't beat a tornado. Ron White said this about hurricanes, which applies to tornadoes. He heard about a person in Florida-case who claimed he, at age 50, could withstand, because of his workouts, could withstand a force 4 hurricane. And Mr. Ron White said, it's not that the wind is blowing, it's what the wind is blowing. If you get hit by a Volvo, it doesn't matter how many push-ups you did that morning. Okay, MG Law says the tornado warning is just east of Sardis, MS, and is headed toward Oxford. If you, by any chance from that area, is watching this stream, go get yourself to cover immediately. Okay? Okay? Meanwhile, let's listen to more What the Hales, Northwest Mississippi.
You have jurisdiction. Everything, any concerns you may have about what happens to her is still sufficient. The only violence that's happened in this case, Judge, is that the victim's advocate of this court's son attacked him at the...
Oh, do you remember that? The victim's advocate in this court, her son attacked Jeremy Hales at a diner. Now there are people, oh, he only poured tea on him. I checked the statute. That is at least a class 5 misdemeanor, which can be upgraded to a felony depending on the circumstances. That was the victim's advocate, who is married to a cop in this county.
barbecues in Chiefland. And
Yeah,
there's a case on it.
Stop doing
That's the only violence that's occurred because of this case to him, not to
Wall
her.
of Doom.
No, but Mr. Hales, I know you're making a face. How do I know that unless your attorney just told me it about 14 seconds ago?
What's Judge Grudge's plan now? Take away my ability and right and freedom to make a face? I can't have a face anymore. He's taken away my freedom of speech. He's taken away to defend myself, my Second Amendment right. He's taken away my right to due process in a court, speedy trial, access to all of my property, the right to drive on.
Yeah, I what happened to Mr. Hales is appalling. Thank you, George Desco, for your $10 super sticker, and it's a laughing pear. Now, I can't do a laughing pear, but I do have... Oh, it's not much left in this either. This is the sour pear shot. So, let's see here. How does it look? I need to buy you another one of these. Cheers. Clink, clink, clink. Thank you so much for your support, George Desco. Thank you so much. What did I see here? Is it just me, or have we been getting a lot of severe? You have, but I lately I've been watching a lot of tornado videos on the YouTubes. It's peak storm season. Yes, as MG Law says, it's peak. And the reporting of these storms gets more people reporting it. Now, it's not as much as in the 2010s, where all the storm chaser shows were. But in a certain 10, 20-year cycle, there will be a lot of wind blowing. Now, do I believe there are more storms now than 100 years ago? Okay, analogy time. Dun, 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 dun. In 1979, when after I was born, let's just say that, Sweden had one of the worst winter of recorded history. My southern Sweden had about 4 feet of snow in 1979. As it seems throughout that's recorded modern history. Now, if you go by geological history, that happens all the damn time. We live too short of a lifespan to actually know the cycles. For instance, we know there are solar storm on, what is it, a 14-year schedule, or solar flare, not solar flare, it's a 14-year cycle of the solar dots. We simply don't know enough. But I mean, the Tornado Alley has been known for like a few thousand years. Maybe go somewhere else. I know, but here's the thing. I know, because if I had a farm Midwest in Tornado Alley, I would do anything to build it up again, because I have my farm here and I've renovated it for the past 7 years. You get attached to it. Of course you want to build it again. Let's continue.
On a public road. He says I cannot go by her on a public road. Interestingly enough, last night in Walmart parking lot, she drives by myself and George, and she double fist tells us we're number one, except she did it with different fingers. We didn't show the actual act because that's against YouTube's policies, and they can have those policies, and we'll continue to it.
I would guess it was some read between the lines kind of thing.
Adhere to them. But the reality is this: she had the child in the car. And not to mention, she just posted this about forgiveness.
Huh? All right. I just want to say I'm amazed that my monetization is still green. But I don't. Yesterday, I'm checking the monetization, but I have opted out of ads. Now, if you join my stream, yes, you will get an ad before you join and when you fuck. But I don't have active ads in my stream. I will put in 2 or 3 on replay crew. That is what I do. That brings maybe $3 or $4 if I have a successful stream with 1,500, 2,000 viewers. I'm at about 250 per 1,000 viewers, which is, it just doesn't pay to stream trials and law by ads. It just doesn't.
This woman tries to portray herself as some incredible individual online. But we all know the skeletons come out of the closet. This is who she really is. This is the message she sent all her supporters that are anti-Jeremy Hales, George Hales, what the Hales.
I'm now also dealing with Jamie. She's accusing me of...
That might get me struck. Sorry, Jeremy. I can't risk it. Oh, it's time. It's 9 after 12. And we are only $20 away from another one on PayPal, because we got $20 on PayPal. So another $20 on PayPal, you got yourself another spin on the wheel. It is. Do I have it up? Yes, I have it. The Wheel of Regrets. Da, 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 da. Oh, thank you. It is a sour shot. I had it here. I don't have much left in it. But hey, I don't complain. This shot is very sour, but after the first initial, it's really good. It's really, really good. So thank you. Spin on the wheel. Maybe half of it left. Maybe half a shot left. So that was 8 out of 12. Cheers. Stop breathing in while you take the shot. That's a bad move. Let's continue.
Hoarding shit
Oh.
that you for
Her
camper.
property. As of yesterday, moved another camper on her property. Local resident Lloyd, who she claims is going to stay there for 2 months, and then she's going to get this camper as well. Now that's 2 campers illegally on this property without any type of permit for running a campground. That's who she really is, the person who tells us we're number one as she's driving past us in Walmart. And yet this Judge Craig DeThomasis, won't let me drive past her property. It wasn't me that initiated communication. It was her that initiated nonverbal communication. And that's still communication that's being reported in a breach and a violation of the civil protection orders, and with her child there. And how do we know? Because the world is literally watching. Few things to notice here. Number 1, no mask on her, no mask on the child. Remember, the child has a life-threatening disease. She can't go out anywhere. And yet this was March 1st in the evening after everybody got their food stamps or their welfare checks or their Metro. And all of a sudden, she's in a packed Walmart with everyone around her. No mask, no protection. Need for a mask? Debunked, without a doubt. Number 2, she states that she is disabled. She can't pick up anything, can't do anything, can't even pick up a gallon of milk, and yet it's in the cart. Debunked again. Number 3, states she's paralyzed to her property. She's so scared, can't go anywhere, can't do anything, and she's with the world at Walmart. Debunked.
You don't have to answer that, but I'm just, how do I know that? Is it pled in this case?
No, it's a criminal.
Should it
case.
be? Probably not.
There's a criminal investigation going on.
A separate criminal proceeding
Yes.
for which this court, has pending, how many thousands of cases in
Yeah.
this jurisdiction?
Judge DeThomasis, you absolute tool. You know this. And this is why you probably will get replaced. The higher case, you have to abide by it. And you don't.
Understood, Judge.
So,
I'm
all right, so tell me about that. I'm giving you an opportunity. Your client's laughing at it. I'm asking you to explain to the court what the premise is that should be relevant.
Never laughed. I pointed at myself saying, I'm the one that's being assaulted. I'm the one that's being attacked. I'm the one that needs protected in this town, this county.
Well, the premise is the
6
only person who's
allegations of violations of this court's order. You're saying there's also something more important. Another maybe not more important wasn't your words, but an act of violence
Yes,
perpetrated upon someone.
yes.
But how am I to know about that?
Maybe because he's watching What the Hales. He's one of our biggest fans, and so are all the employees in the Levy County Courthouse who tell him every single day what was posted before. And his good buddy Silverman is going to let him know.
I'm asking you to hit the subscribe button. I lost 4 subscribers during this stream. Folks, seriously. That's a bit hurtful. I'm doing everything I can. Hit the subscribe button. Don't leave me. Don't leave me.
Everything about it as well.
I don't know. I'm telling you now. That's what happened. I didn't know if you knew, but okay. It's a Miss Martin who works in this building. It's her son that assaulted and battered him. There's a case. It's an ongoing case that happened 10 days ago or 8 days ago.
Your Honor, I was looking for.
Thank you, Lane.
I need to go into
By
this.
objecting to any discussion, this is being completely irrelevant to this case. I have no idea what that's all about. This allegation with somebody named Martin.
Well, I'm taking it in the context of, as time goes on, it's not favoring Mr. Hales by any.
And so, but yet he's still
what I'm
willing
hearing,
to.
so, but-
He's still willing to be enjoined until the final hearing, whatever we call it, and have these other matters not be heard. Maybe it'll be heard by Your Honor. That'd be great, but just not now. We are going to file this petition as an officer of the court. It's almost ready. To be honest with you, we've been working on it, and we had to come here today. It may be filed tomorrow or Friday. She has.
Well, in all honesty, yes, Mr. Hales does get content from this, but he has spent $150,000. I mean, even at his subscriber count, that's like 4 or 5 months of ad revenue. At least 4 or 5 months. He could have done anything but this and kept that money. Instead, he's spending it on this. So it's not really about the money, I believe. In my opinion.
To leave out of town Friday. So
that's part of the court's consideration, which is if it's denied,
Can I
you're
not
still
just
not
drop
denied.
this thing.
I'm not going to deny Mr. Hale's
I don't think
appellate
so.
review or any
I mean,
reviewing
well,
court
she
review,
can
anything that's
drop it.
transpired thus far
But
for which
then
they
she
have
opens
jurisdiction.
herself up for
A denial of a
privilege.
motion for stay does not deny
Because
you
then
from
she will
filing a
admit she
petition for writ.
did
Filed 3 motions
frivolous,
so far for this judge's
claims.
disqualification based on his bias, based on his inability to be impartial in a hearing, in a courtroom. And now what he's saying, hey, I've disqualified it. We're going to move forward. And now he's saying you've got to file a writ of prohibition, which means it goes to the higher court that says disqualify this man. It goes to, you could think of it as his bosses that are saying you don't belong here. You can't be here. And he's saying I'm moving forward until you do. And even though we had to wait until he said no on the disqualification, which just happened hours before, now he's saying you have to file this piece of paper.
of course, but we're just asking to keep judicial economy. Why would we want to do all this and then have it redone potentially? He's willing to accept the temporary injunction.
I've just given a laundry list of reasons.
But he's not objecting. He's being hurt and he's not objecting. And they don't object.
Your Honor, from my client's perspective, and again, I don't think these arguments are right at this point. I think that Mr. Hales.
Almost half of the viewers are from Twitters. Get over to YouTube's, because here I actually can make a buck or two. Get over here. You have the link on Twitter.
Probably has waived his right to seek review of the first order seeking disqualification or denying disqualification and the second, because there have been substantive proceedings in this case since then.
That's not even for Your Honor to consider. That's for the
It's not
first.
right before the court today. The point I was trying to make, and it's a point that I think is helpful to you in my position, so I'd like to make it, is that the court did enter a third order today denying the third motion to disqualify. I don't think there's a reasonable argument that they could have filed a writ of prohibition on that third one between the time.
As it seems, they could write a writ of prohibition, and they did. And the Court of Appeals agreed. I have no idea what time it is, but let's do 9 out of 12. Wheel of Regrets! Oh, for fuck's sake. I can't get away from it. Wild sauce! Wild sauce is habanero, blueberry, lingonberry, garlic, and gherkin meal. Shaky, 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 shaky. Shaky, 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 shaky. No cat hair. Nom, 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 nom. That was a while ago. I'm warm. Let's try to play. Fuck. I think I have it under control. Let's. Let's try to play. I should tell myself I'm not a fish. Fuck. What time is the expert's thing? I have no clue. Is the expert doing something? Okay, Valhalla is on already. Channel. London, London. Fuck's sake, where is it? Oh, there. There he is. The expert is an hour away. The expert is a while. I don't know. Brandon Lesko says, so at your expense, I will make an expense and you can just spin the night away from show to show. What? You need to be more clear. First of all, I'm a guy. I'm not American. You need to be more clear. I have no idea what that is. Let's get back to the Mr. The silver bottle opener here, Mr. What should we call it, Mr. Fucktwat? I'm so sorry. I meant 4 quad. Sorry, YouTube. It's the accent. It kind of my wordings just gets wrong, so it sounds like something else than I pronounce. I meant to say 4 quad, and absolutely nothing else. Jesus.
Time you entered that order about 10 o'clock this morning and now. My client's position, we are in agreement as to what we think the court ought to do today, whether we're calling it continuance or stay. I think I hear them saying stay, or continuance rather. But we're in agreement, and we're probably in agreement for entirely different reasons from each side. From my client's perspective, one of the reasons, and this I think goes to good cause, Your Honor, is that no matter what this court does, no matter what you do, they're going to file motions to disqualify. In our view, on this side of the aisle, there is absolute benefit in having the DCA rule on their arguments that your orders were too.
And what did they do, Mr. Silver Nostril? What did they do, Mr. Silver Nostril? They got to the point to ask Lynette to show cause. Will you take that cost, Mr. Silver Napkin? Will you take that cost? I don't think so.
Detailed, or that they were wrongfully denying their motions to disqualify. And perhaps that can put a stop to some of this going forward. My client obviously would receive the protection of a temporary injunction. And yes, Mr. Hales would be subject to the injunction, but one, he's agreeing.
I have to go to other people's streams and do shots.
Saying that he doesn't care about the temporary injunction. It doesn't really affect him.
And spins.
Not before the court today, but
yeah, I can do that.
Silver Scam was doing good until he tripped up.
Should we go over to Valhalla? Because this was 9 out of 12, so we have 3 spins left. So let's get a vote. Vote. Start a poll. Should we reroute to Valhalla? Yes. And yes. Start poll. Yes, I'm making a road trip in Atlanta. Oh, for fuck's sake. Brandon, thank you so much for your support of this channel, for your $200 super chat. I'm amazed. Thank you. You are single-handedly more or less paying my entire road trip in the United States. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Oh, he's covering the Nick case. Okay. Let's see here what the poll says. Should we reroute to Valhalla? Yes and yes. Yes says 60% and yes says 40%. All right. Let's reroute to Valhalla, and I will keep spinning the wheel over at Valhalla. Hold on while I search for this. Customization, redirect, Valhalla of Valhalla awaits. There he is. He has a grift stream because I didn't have one. All right, folks. I will cover the what the hales as soon as I get more news. Let's go over to Valhalla awaits. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for allowing me to do this. Tell Valhalla to send an invite. Hug your family. Unless your family is shit, then fuck them and give your love to the people who deserve it. Okay? Thank you, folks. I'll see you in a bit. Bye-bye.